What's going on, guys? Chevy back here again. In today's video, I'm going to be going over exactly what I did to get my new HVAC client $23 leads with Facebook. Let's jump right into it. Hi there, my name is Chevy and I do online marketing and lead generation for home service businesses. What does that mean? Basically, I use Facebook ads, Google ads, and SEO to generate leads for businesses to help them grow their business. And then I take that information and I share it here online on my YouTube channel. Now, this video is about Facebook ads for HVAC companies, but if you're any other local service business or home service business, this video will be very helpful for you as well. For those of you that don't know me, I started off as a marketing manager in-house for a local company here in Calgary, Canada. Basically, I took over from the previous marketing agency that they were using, and I brought all of their marketing in-house. In the 3 years I spent working for this company, I actually helped them grow from about 8 employees to just under 40 right now. I've helped them get to #1 rankings for lots of different Google searches in their area, a lot of competitive ones. And just last year, we were named one of Canada's fastest growing companies by CanadaBusiness.com. Since then, I've expanded out to help other local companies get killer results with their online advertising. All of that's best for another video, so for right now, let's jump into the nitty-gritty of Facebook ads for HVAC. As I'm sure you've heard, Facebook ads are all the rage these days. And for good reason. Facebook ads can generate pretty good quality leads for a pretty fair price. We just set up a new campaign for a client, and with little to no optimization, we were getting $23 leads for their business. These leads weren't just anything, this was name, email, phone number for heat pump replacements. Some of the days in the first month of running this campaign, we were getting leads as cheap as $5. Now, this is pretty impressive considering Housecall Pro, a leading CRM for home services and HVAC companies, says that the average cost per lead for HVAC sits at around $122. Now, Facebook ads do have some limitations. From our experience, they work better for maintenance calls, so annual tune-ups, as well as replacement leads. And the reason for this is because Facebook is more of a pattern interrupt platform. And what I mean by this is that if someone's HVAC system, whether that's their air conditioner or their furnace or their heat pump, if that's broken down, they're not typically going to go to Facebook to start scrolling through their feed to see what people are up to. Depending on where you're at in the climate, if it's really hot or really cold, that person's going to lean toward a search engine like Google, and they're going to start searching out companies near them, HVAC companies near them, furnace repair, etc., etc. This is why it's good to pair Google ads or an SEO strategy with your Facebook ads. Okay, so how do we get cheap leads for this client? What was the targeting? What did the ads look like? And why did they perform so well? What I'll do is I'll walk you through our process and I'll answer all of these questions along the way. The first step was determining what was the ad's purpose. In this case, we wanted to generate more leads for heat pump replacements. Next came what I believe is the most important part. This is your offer, and I honestly believe it's what makes or breaks your Facebook ads. You want to make this ad catchy for them and give them some sort of reason to fill out a form. If your ad's just your company name and nothing else, that gives no incentive for someone to do something, no incentive for them to fill out a form, and no urgency for them to contact your business. What you want to do is create a compelling offer. In this case, our client had a provincial rebate, so an energy rebate of $400. So we use this as their offer in their ad. Now, you can use other things like financing, or you can either highlight your warranty or anything else unique to your company. All of those things work really well. Next, we gathered some assets like logos, images of the company, and images of the product, and we combined all of these assets using a tool like Canva. If you haven't heard of Canva, Canva is this awesome tool for making graphic designs. You really don't need much skill to use it. It has tons of templates. You can select the type of graphic design you want to make, whether that's a brochure or a Facebook ad. It'll pre-populate the correct dimensions for you. It gives you all of these elements that you can use to choose from and all these different templates. It's a really, really slick tool, and it's free. In this case, we use the free version. There's also a paid version that has some more advanced features like better stickers and better things that you can use in your ads. It also has a cool tool like being able to remove the background of an image if you don't know how to do that with an Adobe program. So it's a really awesome and free tool that you can use to create your ads. In this case, we just use the free version, but I put a link down below for you to check it out if you're interested. Okay, so we used Canva to create a few different ad creatives, and basically we're going to bring these over into Facebook. All you have to do with Canva is just go up to the top right, click download, and you have your graphic. You can download it in a PNG, JPEG, whatever it is. It works really, really well. Now, let's jump onto Facebook. What we're using here is what are called Facebook lead ads. These are basically contact forms directly on Facebook that allow you to collect users' name, email, phone number, and whatever other information that you want without ever having to send them to your website. This is really great if you have a rough looking website or an outdated website and you're not sure of whether or not that website can convert that user. You don't even have to send them there. You can collect that lead directly on Facebook. Okay, so let's set up the campaign in our ads manager. We're going to choose lead ads as the objective here, and we're going to name it whatever our campaign is going to be. And we're going to start choosing the options for our ad set. In this case, with the targeting, we started very broad, making some assumptions about the ages of homeowners, which was in this case, usually somewhere between 27 and 65, and we didn't further target any other interest categories. We also included all the locations that this company served. Next, we got into customizing the actual ad. We took our ad copy that we made that includes the offer and some other great bullet points about the company, and we stuck them all into the ad. Now, Facebook asks if you want to create different sizes of your ad creatives for the different placements that they have, like stories or news feeds. But in this case, I just took the standard, 1080 by 1080 ad, and we just used it for all placements. Here, we're going to create our contact form. So this is what happens after they click on the ad. So this is where you start to ask people for that contact information. Facebook's really great because name and email typically pre-populate based on the name and email that they use for their Facebook profile. So it's removed the friction for that customer even more. I recommend starting with as little questions as possible. Name, email, phone number, and if you find that the lead quality is not so great down the road, you can add an extra qualifying question in there. And that's it. That's all it took. After we had all that done, we basically hit publish and away we went. We took a couple different ad creatives, a couple different headlines, we saw how they worked against each other, and that was really all we did for the first month of leads. And basically we generated around 40 leads, just under 40 leads, at about $23 a lead. Now, if you want to take this another step further and you want to get these leads emailed to you or texted to you, you can definitely do that by using a tool like Zapier. Zapier is just another online tool that allows you to connect your Facebook ads to other platforms. So when actions happen on Facebook, like leads, you can send those leads over to your CRM or over to your office staff or whoever needs to get those leads. I'll provide a link down below as well on another good video from another channel on how to set up that Zapier integration. So now you might be wondering, okay, you've set up ads, you've tried this exact approach, why are your ads not performing as well as these ads? Now, from my experience, it's going to depend on how competitive your service area is. In this case, this client was serving a relatively smaller audience of a few 100,000. It was, not as populated of an area like let's say a Texas or a California. So it was quite low competition. And although these leads were incredibly cheap, we actually used the same leads and the same ad and almost the same offer with another client in a different area. And those leads came in at about 2 or 3 times more expensive. So the biggest rule of thumb is basically just create lots of variations, try lots of different offers, try different targeting, and just test. But this is a really good foundation to get things up and running and kind of use as your baseline ad. If you just keep trying, keep at it, keep watching videos, and learn more and more, you'll be a pro in no time, generating tons of cheap leads. And if you have any questions about anything I covered here today, you can comment them below. I try my best to respond to every comment. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you like the content. And if you have more questions that go above and beyond comments, feel free to reach out to me directly and I would be happy to help. Other than that, thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.